Hello everyone, my name is Art Russell. Welcome to my channel. So what's the chasm referred to in the title of this video? The chasm represents the difference between living as who we think we are versus that which we truly are. Now the next question that might arise is, why is this so important? Because there's a vast difference in the quality of life that's experienced between the two perspectives. When we believe in our personhood, that we are the person, this belief inevitably creates suffering. It also leads to actions and behaviors that we believe are going to give us the happiness that we desire. When we live from that which we truly are, which is consciousness, life flows with so much greater ease. We avoid needless suffering. Now you might be thinking, but Art, I know that I'm the person. I've got all of this history. I know who my parents are. I know who my grandparents were and what country they were born in. It's ridiculous to state that I'm not the person. Now, if that's your belief, it's understandable because we've been conditioned to believe from day one that we are a thing called the person. And each person has a unique name and a unique form. And we believe that's who we are. To investigate our essential nature on a deeper level, I'd like to share some information about science. And the first information is about the double slit experiment, which was first performed in 1801 by Thomas Young. Its purpose was to determine whether light was a wave or a particle. Now, since that time, the experiment has been performed many times, and scientists have agreed that light functions as a wave of probability, sometimes functioning as particles and sometimes as waves. Now, the important point about this experiment is that everything that we sense is made of these waves of probability, of light. Things do not stand independently on their own. Now, this is supported by information that came from Ernest Rutherford, who discovered that atoms are 99.99% empty space. Basically, that there's nothing solid in them. Now, this is also supported by information about space-time. We know now that space-time is rendered via the mind. It's not foundational on its own. It's rendered, it's created by infinite living mind. Now, the important point to take away from this is that apparent things, including our body mind, have no existence independent of the mind that perceives them. They don't stand alone. Now, this can be easier to understand if we contemplate the nature of our nighttime dreams and the content of them. We realize, but rarely think of this, that any of the people, objects, events that took place in nighttime dreams had to be rendered by the mind. They didn't stand alone, or we'd see evidence at the end of the bed in the morning that, oh yeah, there really was a camel. No, if you were crossing the desert. No, the camel, the desert, your perspective were all rendered by the mind. That's what I'm saying is happening here. This is termed the waking state. And the mind gives rise to people and events, circumstances, the same way it does during nighttime dreams. Can you see now how not foolish, but it's like a trap that we don't want to step into if we believe in a long-lasting self, because we then take actions on behalf of that self that may not be wise. Life flows with much greater ease when we know that this, in my case, Art Russell, is an appearance within consciousness, just like my character was in a nighttime dream. I'll give an example, my personal example. When this character went through divorce many years ago, because I was unaware of this deeper level of self, I took actions on behalf of Art Russell, thinking that it makes sense. If you thought that your happiness was related to being with that certain person, in this case, my wife, it only made sense to find someone else. But this leads to human solutions which never deliver the happiness we desire, because those solutions are always dependent on something external. When we know the source of our own happiness is knowing our own being, we're not dependent on those apparent things or people or events. So we're not trying to micromanage life. Enlightenment means that we awaken from the delusional belief in being the person. Delusional. Isn't that wild? That I could actually state that, but it's the case. Now, the next question that might arise is, how do we cross that chasm then? From living as who we think we are to knowing that which we truly are. Now, one of the most important methods that I've found is meditation. And I know that some beings disagree with this, but to me, the main point is, if you think that you're a person going and having a great meditation, that may only add to the belief in being the person. But if when we sit on the cushion and we meditate, even for 5 or 10 minutes a day, but on a habitual basis, we start to disidentify. There's a disidentification process that takes place where we realize that, yes, we can certainly witness the body, and we can also witness thoughts, sensations, perceptions that arise. And we know that we are a no thing, consciousness, can't be pointed to, that is aware of all these arisings. I'd also like to suggest reading certain books about our spiritual nature, or watching YouTube videos such as this one. There are many of them out there. And I'd also like to offer this passage from I Am That, which is a famous spiritual classic by Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. And it chronicles dialogues between seekers and Sri Nisargadatta about our true nature. Here's a passage that supports what I've just shared. We do not wake up into a really waking state. In the waking state, the world emerges due to ignorance and takes one into a waking dream state. Both sleep and waking are misnomers. We are only dreaming. True waking and true sleeping, only the jnani knows. That would be a knower. We dream that we are awake. We dream that we are asleep. The three states are only varieties of the dream state. Treating everything as a dream liberates. As long as you give reality to dreams, you are their slave. By imagining that you are born as so-and-so, you become a slave to the so-and-so. Well, this so-and-so is going to sign off. If you've enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe to my channel or click a like. a like. More information is available through my free articles at thinktwice.me and also through my book entitled This Taste of Flesh and Bones, which is available from Amazon. Thank you very much for watching. I love each and every one of you. Bye for now. We'll talk again soon.